Ty Banks has proven he's the top pull in the freshman class. As of right now, he's at 23 caused turnovers and 31 ground balls, all while getting the top matchup nearly every game. When he locked down Kavanagh at the beginning of the season, we all knew he was going to be great, and he continues to prove it. In the playoff game versus Penn State, he guarded TJ Malone, racking up 4 caused turnovers, 3 ground balls, and his first goal of the season. While TJ still got on the board, I think Banks did a great job against one of the best attackmen in the country. Today I want to show you what makes Ty Banks so good. Before you go any further, if you learn anything from these film breakdowns and want more, fill out the form below and get your own film analyzed. Your film will be critiqued in the same way we critique the pros and college stars. If you provide your email in the form below, you'll become a part of the waitlist and get 25% off your first film review if you choose to purchase one. Let's get back to the video. Here's our first clip.
Oh, what a check. See that check by Banks? Good restart beast.
Banks gets dodged on X, and his stance in the beginning is the reason he's able to make a play. By sitting low and having his stick out directly in front of him, it forces Layman to dodge into his stick if he wants top side. Banks basically lets Layman come into his body because he knows it's where he's at his best. Layman starts to lose his balance forward, and Banks takes advantage of it. He knows in this position Layman won't be able to roll back because he's off balance, so he goes for aggressive wrap checks. It's important to note that Banks never gives up the inside with his body. He's just reaching with his stick. He never comes completely around, allowing for that inside roll. Here's our next clip.
Division I Lacrosse, his freshman year, a starter from the jump. His goals against average, 9.11, good for...
Again, Banks is sitting low and has his stick out in front. He isn't shading Malone one way or another because they're dead center at X. He is in complete reactionary mode. Because his stick is out, Malone has to dodge into it, allowing Banks to make contact. Once Banks senses the pick, he knows it's too late to get under it, so he's to force Malone to move out by jamming him. He's able to get through it, but gets nicked by the pick a little bit, leaving him in a pretty deep trail position. What Banks does a great job of, though, is throwing a slap with his stick fully extended to talk Malone out of the dodge. He wants it to feel like he's right on his hip. Here's our next clip.
Offensive player of the year, let him control the tempo of this game. Wallstrom, Wally Halpert robs it. Beautiful pass ahead as well to Banks. Banks shoots, scores!
As soon as Halpert picks off this pass, watch how Banks breaks up the field to open space. If he were to have sat back, this probably would have ended up in a turnover. Halpert throws an insane shovel pass to the open field, and Banks is able to catch it at his feet in stride. This is another example of why you should practice all types of wall ball and be ready for any kind of pass. As Banks pushes down, it's important to note how he's constantly running to the right. The more he can distance himself from this teammate on the point, the higher chance he can score or one of his teammates will be open. At around 20 yards, Banks throws a fake to the point, which while it may seem like didn't work, it at least made the defender hesitate. This gave him free hands to rip from 15 yards out on the run. It is so crucial that he bounce this ball. On the run from 15 yards out, there's nearly no other shot that could get past a college level goalie. I'm not saying you always have to shoot bouncers, but if you're deep as a pole and can't get much speed on it, like in a situation on the run, bounce the ball. The last thing about the shot is the 3/4 release. Since he doesn't release from way up top, he can bounce it literally 6 yards away from the cage, making it nearly impossible to save. Here's our last clip.
There's Malone. There's Moore with the save. Trainer tried to get a shot off and it was deflected.
While maybe a seemingly weird clip to put in, I think we can learn a lot from it. As a defender, it's important for us to learn the stick has eyes concept from offensive players. They can shoot from low angles because ultimately the ball is coming out of wherever the head of their stick is. As a defender, we can block so many more shots when we think like this. Banks sees the midi wind up for a low shot, so he matches it by putting his stick low. You're going to be surprised how many shots you can deflect if you think about matching the stick of your matchup. I can't wait to watch Ty Banks throughout the rest of the NCAA tournament and the rest of his career. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to fill out the form below if you want to become a better lacrosse player.